You know the feeling, right? That tight, flaky, just angry skin that shows up the second the temperature drops? Well, what if I told you the answer isn't just about finding a better cream? What if it's about understanding what's really going on with your skin? Let's get into it and build your perfect winter defense.
It's a great question, and it really feels personal, doesn't it? One minute your skin's fine, and the next it's a total mess. But here's the good news. It's not you. It's not your skin. It's the environment, and that is something we can absolutely work with.
So if you're sitting there nodding along to any or maybe all of these, you are in exactly the right place. See, these aren't just random problems, they're actually distress signals, clues that are all pointing to one single core issue that we are about to uncover.
All right, let's get to the bottom of this whole thing. It's time to pull back the curtain and reveal the real culprit. And spoiler alert, it's a little more complicated than just, it's cold outside. There's a very specific attack happening, and your skin is right on the front lines.
And there it is, the 1-2 punch that gets us every year. Outside, you've got that cold, crisp air that is literally sucking moisture right out of your skin. Then you run inside to warm up, and that cozy indoor heat, yeah, it's also incredibly dry, and it does the exact same thing. Your skin just can't catch a break.
And this chart, wow, it shows you the result perfectly. There's a scientific term for this called transepidermal water loss, or TEWL for short. It's really just a fancy way of saying how fast water is evaporating from your skin. And you can see, in the summer, it's pretty low. But in winter, the rate just skyrockets. All that good moisture is just, poof, gone. So how do we stop it?
To stop the water from escaping, we have to understand what's supposed to be keeping it locked in. So let's introduce the hero of this entire story, your skin barrier. This thing is your body's first and honestly most important line of defense.
A bodyguard is the perfect way to think about it. It has two main jobs: keep the good stuff like water in, and keep the bad stuff like pollution and irritants out. When your barrier is healthy and doing its job, your skin is happy, hydrated, and calm. But winter is its biggest challenge.
Now, this is my favorite way to explain this. A healthy skin barrier is just like a solid brick wall. Your skin cells are the bricks, and the natural fats and lipids that hold them together are the mortar. But that harsh winter weather we talked about, it starts to dissolve that mortar, creating little gaps and cracks in the wall. And through those gaps, all that precious moisture escapes and irritants can get right in. That's where the redness, flakiness, and sensitivity come from.
Okay, so now we know the problem. We have a damaged barrier, a crumbling wall. So what do? Well, we're not just going to patch it up. We are going to rebuild it, stronger than before, with a really simple 3-step plan.
This is our roadmap. It's super straightforward. First, stop doing more damage. We're going to cleanse gently. Second, we're going to add all that good hydration back in, but in a smart way. And third, we're going to give our skin the actual building blocks it needs to repair that mortar and then seal the deal. Let's start with step 1.
Okay, this is so important. You know that super tight, squeaky clean feeling you can get after washing your face? That's not a good thing. That's actually the feeling of all your protective natural oils being stripped away. In the winter, that's just a recipe for disaster. So trade your harsh, bubbly cleansers for something creamy or oily. Turn the temperature down from hot to just lukewarm. And you don't need to scrub for ages. Your barrier will thank you for it, like immediately.
All right, on to step 2. I love this technique, and it has a pretty fun name, the moisture sandwich. It sounds a little goofy, but it is so effective. The whole idea is that you apply your hydrating serums and moisturizers onto damp skin. So after you cleanse, don't completely dry your face. Leave it a little damp. That water becomes the first layer of your sandwich, and then you layer your products on top to trap all that hydration in. And now for step 3, where we get to do the real repair work. To rebuild that mortar in our brick wall, we need the right materials. This is where learning to read an ingredient label becomes your secret weapon. So let's meet the all-stars.
Whoa, okay, look at this. This chart shows you exactly what that mortar in your skin is made of. And just look at that giant purple slice. A full 50% of your skin's barrier is made of one thing: ceramics. I mean, come on, that is a massive clue. If your wall is crumbling, what's the first thing you need to add back? Ceramics.
So, from now on, when you see ceramides on a skincare bottle, you know exactly what you're looking at. It's not marketing fluff. It is literally the spackle for the cracks in your skin. It's the stuff that fills in those gaps, stops the water from leaking out, and makes that wall strong again.
Niacinamide is another total superstar, but it works a little differently. What's so cool about it is that it's like a little coach for your skin. It doesn't just give you ceramides, it actually encourages your skin to make more of its own ceramides. And on top of that, it's amazing at calming down redness and inflammation. A true multitasker.
And finally, we have fatty acids. They complete our mortar trio. If ceramides are the main substance holding the wall together, you can think of fatty acids as what keeps that mortar flexible, so it doesn't get brittle and crack. They're what keep your skin feeling soft and supple, not rigid and tight. Okay, we're so close. You've cleansed gently, you've built your moisture sandwich, you've added all these amazing repair ingredients. But if you stop there, a lot of that hard work can just evaporate. We need one last absolutely crucial step to seal it all in.
And this is where something called an occlusive comes in. An occlusive is just a big word for something that forms a physical barrier, a seal over your skin. And this statistic is just mind-blowing to me. Simple petrolatum, the main ingredient in Vaseline or Aquaphor, can reduce that water loss we talked about by up to 99%. 99!
And that leads us right into this trend you've probably heard about called slugging. It sounds a little strange, but it's really just a catchy name for this exact process. You just take a thin layer of an occlusive and make it the very last step in your nighttime routine. It creates this incredible seal that locks in moisture and helps all those other ingredients you applied work even better. For really dry, angry winter skin, this can be an absolute game changer.
Okay, one last super important PSA. I know it's winter, it's gray, it's cold, but please do not forget your sunscreen. The UV rays, those are the ones that cause deeper damage and really mess with your skin barrier, are out all year long. They go right through clouds, right through windows. Protecting your barrier is a 365-day-a-year job. So let's wrap it all up. This is it. This is your winter cheat sheet. Cleanse gently so you stop making the problem worse. Hydrate with the moisture sandwich technique, repair with powerhouse ingredients like ceramides, seal it all in with a good moisturizer or an occlusive at night, and protect that new healthy barrier every single morning with sunscreen. That's the whole loop.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? It's a huge shift in thinking. For so many years, we were taught to fight our skin, to scrub it and strip it and try to force it to behave. But now, you have the tools to do something different. This winter, instead of fighting your skin, you can finally understand what it's asking for and give it the support it needs to be healthy, calm, and strong all by itself.